Hey, good morning. I'm John Torbett. It's great to be with you here this morning. Unfortunately, when you see this, I'm going to be in Raleigh in the throes of formalizing a budget. But just wanted to be here and take a few minutes to share some thoughts about what the future holds. And first, you notice I don't have a tie, so everybody in here, take your tie off. Yeah, you too, over there with the red tie, take that off. And and by the way, somebody grab me one of those little cinnamon rolls and a cup of coffee, if you wouldn't mind. It's a long drive from Stanley, North Carolina. Now, I serve in the House of Representatives as Chair of Transportation, and I'm from a little town of Stanley, North Carolina, which is right next to Charlotte, just northwest of Charlotte. Population 3,500. So glad to be with you here today, and let's start talking about some transportation. I have a crystal ball on my desk that I'm going to refer to from time to time, just kidding. But we're trying to look ahead to say 20, 25 years, even some areas 50 years, and just looking ahead by kind of looking back. And what we see obviously is that the streets in our cities don't have room to expand. So we have to look at other forms, transit being one of those. Buses we have on the streets today, sure, they do an adequate job, but we're talking about, double the population and more people aggressively hitting our metropolitan area. So we're going to have to go into more of a transit-like mode of thinking for the future. It's all very instrumental. Take the bridge over 74, for example, where we're slated for a widening. I've asked engineering and NCDOT to look at perhaps go ahead and fabricating that bridge today so it might be ready to meet a future need in transit. When I first took on the gavel, as transportation, I had some thoughts. I said, population is not ready. We don't have any real large metropolitan areas that would support such a system. Of course, Charlotte already had part of their system up and running at the time. But then I said, well, I need to research. I need to get the information. So by getting that information, it led me to believe and change my thought looking into the future that it's a good choice for a transportation mode that's very adaptable as we get more population to our metropolitan areas. I've been on the new line as it opened going to UNCC. I've seen the growth along the lines. And by the way, in that research, there will never be a transit line out there that I'm aware of that will pay itself back. So we need to forget that. That's gone. We have to see what it does for the population, what it does for the overall growth. Well, I've been asked now to go ahead and conclude. I could talk to you all day about transportation, just sit around a table and say, what are we going to do to help better folks from North Carolina and in this region and this county and these counties and these cities and towns. It's up to us. You can't sit at home. You got to be a part of this. You got to step up and help me, help you, help us create the next transportation system for the great state of North Carolina. Wish I was here. I'm off to Raleigh. Have fun, miss you, and I was kidding about the cinnamon roll. Go ahead and eat them all.